I'm the man, yes sir, that killed the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding cause we all came from hunger pain.
Okay, that's right. Late Ill Kid at One Young, so holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, coming with another wonderful episode of That's Right. You best believe it. I ain't telling you no lies. On screen rings of power. We getting into it. All right. People doing their thing, trying to get their learn on. People trying to make amends. People trying to step up. Things changing out in these streets. All right. That's what it's about, man. This is all about, knowledge. Knowledge is old as the roots of the trees. But right over here, all right, we have a Lord of the Rings, Tolkien, Hobbit, Rings of Power connoisseur. I give to you, Solar Gray, the cinematic sorcerer.
Hello, everybody. I'm Solar Gray, the cinematic sorcerer. Hoping I'm coming in all right. I've been doing some equipment repairs. We are here. We are in. And Quanta Quillanine, my friends, what's going on? I gotta say, I'm loving your questions that you've been posting, the audio content. That has been killing. And if y'all want to know what I'm talking about, y'all best subscribe. Hit that little button down there. Hit that little button, because
Yeah. It's just, it's basic stuff that I'm like, hey, hold on. I want to know. I want to learn things. Help me grow, y'all. So I'm going to start off this review in a way where I hope no one out there is too stuck in their religion, but I'm going to start it like this, if you will. Hold on, let me see if I can get the sound up. Hello, have you heard about our Lord and Savior Sauron?
Bruh.
Yo,
yeah.
He was like, look, I know you got the hilt. He was like, I got the hilt. You got the hilt. I got the hilt, boy. I know you got the hilt. Then he was like, but don't worry about it. I love Sauron too.
Look, I'm gonna say this. No, I'm gonna say this. Recovering Southern boy to Southern boy. But we all been there. That was that, hey boy, I didn't see you in chess this morning, boy. Oh, no. Don't be talking about all that stuff. We talking about, no. Y'all got to understand, Sauron is good all the time. And all the time, Sauron's good.
Sauron is good.
Yeah, that's right, all the time.
I'm like,
Sauron. He reminded me of every 40-plus-year-old old man that ever came to my house to visit my great-grandmother. Every single one. Just straight up, seriously, just straight up on that. Oh, no, I know you got the mark. I see you. I see you got the mark.
I know what you got now. You ain't fooling nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what you got.
And I'm just like, bro, that was some stuff.
Yeah, because look, it be your own people, don't it? Be your own people. You in the camp, you trying to save yourself. And right in the midst of your camp. Your child. You know what I'm saying? Your child is the grip of evil is coming around your child. See, if you was look, I'm gonna let it go. We're gonna get into that later. I got one more thing to say before I let Solar go and two things, sorry. Rowan is not your friend. He was like, he said he was right behind me. Rowan lying. Yo, look, the clouds came up. Rowan said, Rowan was
Actually,
gone. Rowan,
can I
Rowan
can
ain't
I
home.
ask you for the
He wasn't.
graceful?
He was like,
Yeah. Can I ask you for 2 minutes grace while I fix my equipment here? Because I'm like
sure,
fake and
sure,
not a reality. All
sure,
right.
sure.
I will
I'll
be,
just go and talk about Rowan for a
yeah,
second.
just 2 minutes.
So,
2 minutes.
so Rowan, it's supposed to be Theo's friend. All right, he's supposed to be, because we don't see no other kids. So Rowan is supposed to be this boy's friend. Normally, you would say, "Oh, okay, these kids they've been down, you know what I'm saying, since kindergarten. They've been cool. They road dogs. They tight. You know what I'm saying? Nah, not Rowan. First, Rowan was scared in the first place. Now, understandable, understandable. There are a whole bunch of dead animals and stuff. It's flies everywhere. We already know orcs is on the way. You know what I'm saying? So it's scary. It's like, oh snap. You know what I'm saying? Look, I don't want to be out here. I ain't got no karate skills, which is another thing. Knowing that there are orcs, especially okay, in this time, you think that it would be kind of mandatory every child right around the age of 5 or 6 starts getting trained in some kind of skills. You know what I'm saying? But hey, look, who am I? So anyway, Rowan's supposed to be his. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna say back off my boy. Back off my boy.
He
Because
left him. He didn't even say.
yeah,
He was like this. Theo, Theo. he was just like peace.
he sure did. He
That's
sure did.
cold, man. That's
Look,
cold.
we all got that friend. All right. So here's the thing. There are levels of friendship. All right. That and here's the thing, man. Your ride or die is supposed to also be the one that's like, yo, man, that's dumb.
Yeah, but
That's
not leave
dumb.
you.
Huh?
Not leave you though.
True. You gotta learn. You gotta learn.
Oh, that's
And old
cold.
boy
There's a
learned that
ride or
day.
die would at least like yell your name out or something. He was just like,
He did.
"Up, there's a storm
He's
coming."
like, oh wait. He's like, yo,
He,
bro,
he ain't yell
don't
good
go in
enough.
that bar. Wait, I hear something. Sky's getting dark. Yo, I'm a roll. I'm out. Don't give me that 1 more minute. I'm gone.
He ain't there. He was like, Theo. Then he like. Oh, also,
I am reminded
don't
of the
try to fool
wise
me.
words of Mr. Edward Murphy in regards to his daughter getting caught up in a poltergeist situation. Look, I'm a man. I tried to save her. I changed the channel. It didn't work. I got out.
Now, also, I'm gonna go in and say this. You're gonna be hard pressed to find a white Theo anywhere. Now, I know what you're gonna say. I know a white Theodore. Yes, Theodore. Yes, but a white dude that they call Theo, I was like, on the
Yeah, no,
regular.
white dude. No, we get
I was
Theo, they
like,
get Ted.
I'm like, look, come on now, yeah, go, come on. That character
Yeah,
was
no,
written as a young brother. You know what I'm
like
saying?
I said,
A
we
young brother
get
that got a
Theo, they
D.
get Ted. Yeah. And yeah, you absolutely right. Cause that was straight up Huxtable right
Yeah, you
there.
know what I'm saying?
That's like,
He
yo, bro.
gets
No, I
D's
ain't
in
going in there.
class. He gets D's in class and tries to, make his dad, feel like he should still love him. His dad is like, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard, boy. Theo gets an earring and tries to hide it from his dad. That's who Theo is. All right.
Yeah.
Theo gets his sister to make him a brand new shirt. You know what I'm saying? A Gordon Gartrell or Gordon Gartrell. I can't remember, but anyway.
Yeah.
And the shirt is all messed up. I'm just saying. I know. Look, come on. Just don't call him Theo.
Look,
I'm like,
Theo didn't want to go in the first place. That was his boy dragging him into it. He's like, I'll go if nobody else will go. And he'll come with me.
What? Like everybody else is like, we're not going out there. But
yeah.
And last thing I want to touch on before we get into
Yeah, I'm with Rowan on that. But then I grew up in the hood, and I grew up in the hood during the gang wars. And so when you hang in with your boys and you in like the 3rd, 4th grade, and the gangsters start rolling into the park, and they're gonna jack somebody. When you start putting away your change because Debo coming, and one of your boys is like, look, let's just go. If you stay, that's on you.
All right, okay.
All right, and that was Rowan.
Now I'm gonna say one last thing because my boy Aaron Deere got his shine again.
Mm-hmm.
This man caught an arrow in flight. I want to set the scene for you real quick. The arrow is
That he
coming at
did.
him at arrow speed. So I don't know what that is. I don't know. Fast. All right.
Very fast. Very fast.
This
He
man
straight up pulled a
caught,
Bruce Leroy with that.
this man caught the arrow in his teeth. No, he caught the arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Turned the arrow. Reused the arrow on one of the orcs. Look,
We call
the
that
man
a you
is
drop
bad.
this. Yeah, we call that a you drop this, bro.
The man is bad. The man is bad. But you know what? I'm gonna throw it to Solar Gray. Shouts out to Mag Nation Media and Malcolm Lee for rolling through. Mag Nation said, "Peace, Rowan is garbage."
Like I said, being that I can't roll with that. Rowan is not garbage. Rowan is every friend that we had as a kid that we still got.
He
Like I said,
scary friend. You know
yeah.
You know how you got that scary friend that you know what I'm saying? We all love him, but he's scary. He you know what I'm saying?
And you know what?
When you be like, yo man, where was you? He was like, oh, I've been down to tie my shoe when y'all was gone.
Look, he's still alive. He's got a wonderful wife and kids, and he still call you up, you know? So yeah, real talk. Like that again, I'm cool with Rowan. I really am. Because again, Rowan didn't want to be there in the first place.
Oh man.
Rowan was like, why are you bringing me into that? Fine. But I'm okay. So you wrote me into this suicide mission and you gonna make it take longer? Like, we got food. Let's go.
He had 2 big bags and they had a wheelbarrow of food already. But
and he's tavern, like, nah, bro, there might be some cash in that house over there.
Grain. But the thing is, like, I'll give Rowan this. If Rowan was like, look, bro, we can come back tomorrow. All right, but it's already close to getting dark. Dude was just like, oh, here goes the clouds, peace. Now, Malcolm Lee said, we are eating because of Sauron Boy, though. Because if Sauron Boy didn't go out, also known as SB, if SB didn't go out, you wouldn't have no new food. So I guess, you know, Sauron gives and he takes, all right? Anyway, Solar Gray, how are you feeling about this episode?
This episode, I actually liked a great deal. I like this episode a great deal. One, I didn't realize how much I did not miss the feats, the Harfoots. And I know they're hobbits and all that stuff, but I like, you know, retired hobbits. I like to get off my lawn hobbits a lot better than no, we just gonna leave you behind, you know, hobbits. So not having them, and I got to kick it with the dwarves again, man. That was what I was with. Like, I'm noticing, I said it last week, this show has a little bit of something for everybody, just not at the same time. You know, you want to deal with the elves and the men of Numenor, you got this part of this episode. You want to deal with you know, but honestly, all the conversations between Durin and Elrond, I'm down. Like I said, Elrond is one of the only elves I've ever respected. And I like how they're depicting him on this. You know, just sitting up going, all right, so there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, all that. So Durin's not here? Yeah. Oh no, he went mining. That's funny because he didn't take his tools. Like, and you know, just that whole, there is nothing that you can say so terrible that merits lying. And I'm like, I wish I knew that line when my kid was a kid. Like, you can't say nothing to me so bad that you got to lie about it. You know, oh, you calling me a liar? Well, you know, but shouts out to her. She covered that quick. She's like, one. Yeah.
I mean, look, like he said, you did what you were supposed to do. You married to him. Your allegiance is to him. I ain't even mad at you. But I also got to be honest. I knew you was lying. You know what I mean? It's like, I knew you was lying. I'm not. Yeah. I'm not stupid.
I ain't mad that you were lying, but know that I know.
Yeah. All right. I did. I did feel uh that rocker or whatever.
Mithril. Yeah.
Is I feel like it's gonna come back up sooner or later.
You've already seen it.
I have.
All right. So you've been watching The Hobbit. All
Mhm.
right. So have you gotten to where they gave Bilbo armor? Well, you
Yeah,
saw Lord
yeah.
of
I've
the
seen.
Rings,
I
right?
finished all three movies. Yeah, I finished all three
Yeah,
movies.
and you saw Lord of the Rings.
I finished the first movie.
All right. So in the first movie, when Frodo got stabbed by
Mhm.
the okay, sorry, Frodo gets stabbed a lot. Down in Moria, and he got stabbed by the cave troll, and everybody thought he was dead, and he
Yeah.
pulled out that bling bling chainmail. That is what they were mining, mithril.
Yo,
It
what he
is,
said was bling bling. Every time I
yeah.
come around your city, bling bling.
So
Pinky
yeah,
ring worth about 50. Bling bling.
yeah. I mean, that literally is the Middle Earth equivalent of vibranium, essentially.
Oh, okay,
It
okay.
is.
Word.
It is. It repels pretty much all arrows. It's really hard to cut through it, and it weighs as much as a t-shirt, and it breathes.
So it's
And
like it's kind of like in our world, I guess maybe like titanium or carbon fiber, something in that area.
it's as strong as titanium, but it's as light as Kevlar.
Okay, okay, cool.
All
Cool.
right. So yeah, so we're talking in a time where arrows are the biggest warfare, arrows and axes, bro.
Yeah.
That's some real stuff.
Even though
That is seriously
I
some
still
real
love them
stuff.
guys, them little dwarves that just got a big hammer, man. Cause yo, look, it doesn't seem like, oh, it's you have cool looking weapons. Like, I mean, Arendir has this cool looking sword, but sometimes just a big square of cement hitting you in your chest
Well, yeah, I
gets the
mean that.
job done.
See, that's the whole thing. The people holding the big square of cement wear armor that cool looking sword can't get through, but it's as light as a t-shirt, so they run in two. Like, I don't know if you've ever worn armor, but it should
No, no,
come
I've
as no
never.
surprise to anybody that knows. I have. And we're
Ah,
talking 80 pounds of steel on your body. Okay. 80 pounds of it's 30 pounds of chainmail and 50 pounds of steel plate. All right.
okay. So
So
kind of
now,
about the weight. It to For people that haven't, kind of about the weight, depending on what you've done. Because I've put on fireman gear before, and all the fireman gear is
okay,
around 100 and change.
exactly.
And
So
then
imagine
for the test, they
something
want
that
you to
does
run across the thing and pick up the thing and
exactly.
climb up the ladder. It's heavy. And the
So
military
it,
book bags that are like packed with like pretty much what you wore when you went to school. Remember when you was like in first grade, but your book bag was this big and it was
uh-huh.
like bigger than you were, and like you
Yep,
could just tip you when you fall over.
exactly. So imagine fireman gear that protects as well as fireman gear, but it weighs as much as a sweatsuit.
Mm,
All right. That's what the
nice.
dwarves are rolling with. That's what they
Okay,
found.
okay, okay,
All right.
okay.
That's what they found. So they're like, that's why Durin is like, nah, man, this will put us back on top. Like
Oh, and
this is what we've been looking for.
for a father son moment,
Bro,
I love the thing with Durin and
bro,
his pops, man. I loved
bro.
it, man. He was like, Dad, I apologize. You know what? I was hard headed. I was out there, and I shouldn't have disrespected you. And
And
his
see,
father was
he
like,
said
son,
it in the
I
way that
love
I
you.
love hearing it, that whole our people believe that when you get the crown, you can hear the knowledge and wisdom of your forefathers whispering into you. And he stands up from that baller throne
Yeah.
and he's like, but you ain't got to wait that long
Mm,
because you're my
mm.
boy. And I'm just like, my father would probably tell me to act like a man
Say,
right now.
like, I love you, Dad.
That was so mean, but
Oh
yeah.
man.
Yeah, because once he said that, I'm just like, oh, this right here. This is the writing. that I've been waiting for. You know, these character moments that we were waiting.
Speaking of character moments,
Uh-huh.
all right. I know we ain't talked about your girl Galadriel yet. I know. But how I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Disa. She was like, she was singing them notes, boy. She was like, yo, homegirl had a concert up in there.
Yeah. And I'm like, of course, that's why she was hired.
Like,
and it was like,
yeah, this girl could sing. Let this girl.
And you gotta love Elron, just like, all right, so what was that and where can I get the CD? It was like,
because it's like it's funny because another thing, look, I dwarf lady, I don't try to get slick. I saw you put the thigh out there. I saw it. I saw it. Look, hey, okay, all right, it's a little thigh, but you put it out there, all right. So I'm just saying I saw it. Go and put it away. Put it away. You know you got a man. All right. Put it away. I saw that. I was like, excuse you. I was like, I know you still want to show you got it, but put it away, please.
Yeah, you know, I noticed that for a hot minute, but I'm just like, nah, whatever. But nah, it was just like, oh, look, all right. Oh, she's singing to the rocks. Yeah, we gonna get a singing scene. Yep. And there it is. There it is. You know, I was almost waiting for a second track with the other dwarves in the back being like, a couple of doors back flipping, you know, kind of thing.
Oh man,
an older dwarf coming
like
out. Can you feel it?
A chorus of dwarfettes or something. I don't know what they're gonna call themselves. Disa and the dwarfettes. You know,
yeah.
Get out there. You know, because she's like the Patty of the dwarves. You know what I'm saying? Patty. So, but no, so, I honestly loved everything with the dwarves. This episode, you were right. Without the Harfoot, man, I had a great time watching this whole episode.
Yeah,
I did. The Harfoot.
I'm just like, well, I'm not gonna say get them out. I'm just saying, I know y'all little heartfeet, but y'all got to catch up because the stuff in Numenor. You brought up the Lady Galadriel. Mm-hmm. Before we talk to the Lady Galadriel, I want to talk about my boy Elbrand. My boy Elbrand sitting up in jail going, so bar fight?
Oh no, Hallbrand?
Hallbrand, yeah. Hallbrand sitting up going, so what you in for? You know? Because because Galadriel show up. Yeah, Galadriel show up full Karen. Yeah. And he's like, so you walked into her throne room, told her she wasn't nothing, demanded an army and demanded ships, and you wonder why she didn't take on to you.
And also disrespected her position. You think she already, come on, because you know she's not the true ruler technically because like
no, she's the regent.
Yeah, she's a regent because the king, like she is the ruler because she's a queen regent, but her dad, the king, is still alive. So technically, I'm sure she either is A, insecure about that, or B, hears it every now and then in those council meetings or whatever, where they're like, well, your daddy wouldn't have did this, or your daddy wouldn't have did something. Also, I know that we're trying to get diverse out in these streets. Mm-hmm. Hollywood, I'm gonna say it again. I continue to say this. This is not to disrespect anyone. This is about casting practices. This is not about how you were born or who you love or who you're interested in. Hollywood. Biracial is not the only black. We always be seeing these sisters, and then they be like, dad, and the dad be like super white, and you be like, how you get that tone? Cast someone who's like Zendaya then you know what I'm saying? Cast someone, because it's like, you look her, her brown a little bit deeper, where it's like, make me believe it. And I know Hollywood, I know y'all want to make biracial black. I know you do. And that's a whole nother discussion. But if you're gonna have a black woman that is kind of like visibly black, like you look at her and you're like, oh yeah, that's a black lady, instead of being like, oh,
Well,
it's kind
see,
of hard to buy. It's just like when they have these shows where both parents are like dark skinned and like the
well,
daughter is like
you
Zendaya, and you're like,
asking how we gonna get Felicia Rashad and Bill Cosby pumping out Elisa Bonet or Sandra? Yeah, I get you. I
yeah.
get you.
And it's no diss to her or someone like Zendaya. This is about Hollywood's casting practices. This isn't
See,
about who your
I'm
parents are or who you are,
see,
because you were just born. You ain't, you ain't did nothing.
see, I'm with you on that in principle, but you know how I am about practicality. Okay.
Okay, okay.
And practicality states people already losing their damn mind if there's somebody paler than, or if there's somebody darker than, say,
The
a
paper bag.
manila envelope. Not a manila envelope. You know, if somebody is darker than a file folder on
Oh
TV,
man.
people losing their minds. I mean, let's face it. Um, our first president with African blood was only halfway. And, you know, 5 years later, we got people marching with literal torches and pitchforks. All right. So,
In
looking at it from
Dockers.
the executive point
I'm
of
sure
view,
Dockers was like, this isn't us. This isn't us. Like,
yeah. So, looking at this country as the way it is, these violent morons have to be baby stepped in.
okay, okay.
And, you know, I mean, it really is what it is. When you got, let's be real, this is the most expensive television show in history.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
We're talking an average of 200 million per episode, bro. They spent $1 billion
What?
on this. Yes, $1 billion.
Well, $1 billion on the rights for the whole thing, right? Not just
No,
to
on
produce.
production. We're talking $1 billion for a TV show. So the fact that we got people darker than a manila envelope was a big risk. I mean, look at the blowback that's out there. So if you get a Denai Guerrera or God, what's my girl? What's my girl? Woman King. Viola.
Viola Davis.
You get Viola or Lupita in there, then
I guess they like,
imagine
look,
the
we got to
craps.
break even. Come on now, y'all.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
They got to
All
break
right.
even.
Now here's the thing. All right, here's the thing on that. Because I was in a discussion with somebody this morning and he was like, look, Tolkien didn't write about black dwarves. And I was like, goose, father. I'm like, I've read the entire Legendarium and he didn't write about that region. All right. Like,
Yeah,
we don't know
or
what's done.
is it
So
to say that if he never wrote about them, then that they don't exist?
that's
Or
essentially what the soft racist, and when I say soft racist, I mean
what he
the
means
people.
is white liberals that actually think they're helping when they're not. Go ahead.
No. I'm talking about the people. Well, white liberals count in the category on a certain level,
Casual
but they're the
racists.
people that don't exactly know what it looks like, and they participate into it because they don't take the time to learn the story of racism because they assume they already know it. You know, there's no malice in their heart. There's just, what's the term? Carelessness in their actions. Okay. The
Mhm.
ones you got to call out going, you just did a racism. I know you don't feel like that, but you just did the thing. All right. You just did the thing. All right. You know, because
like you just did.
yeah, you just did the thing. Because someone was like, well, you know, he didn't write about black dwarves. And I'm like, yeah, but history books don't talk about John Wayne being Mongolian. And Johnny Depp sure is ain't indigenous, you know. So I'm like, look, you know, that's the whole thing. When white people do casting that isn't white, it's okay. But as soon as you
Yeah.
throw a black person in there, brr, or a Latino person in there, brr, or a woman in there, it's like brr, and it's like, yo, don't you see this double standard is a bit of a problem? All right.
A
And
bit.
so, hmm?
A bit.
Yeah, it's a bit of a problem.
A wee bit.
So the fact that Amazon's people said, we gonna get hate mail from this, and somebody was brave enough to go, no such thing as bad publicity, just bad publicists. So the more those people start yelling and screaming, that's free advertisement. Let's
True,
go.
true.
You know.
True on that one.
So I ain't gonna push Hollywood for another step for another 10 years. You know, give
10
me
years.
10 years because people are dumb and slow. All right.
I don't know. I
It's
guess
gonna take
on that point, I'm like, I can't remember the brother's too intellectual for me to try to actually quote it and mess it up.
Mhm.
But to paraphrase James Baldwin, how much longer
Mm.
I'm supposed to wait? How much longer?
No, I
Like,
get
you
it.
know, when James Baldwin
to-
was like, you told us to wait for this, and you told us to wait for that. How much longer? How much
No,
longer we supposed to
okay.
how much longer we
So
supposed to hurt
no,
and die
here's the
and
thing.
bleed and all this for
No,
for
I'm
y'all
not
to
s-
feel comfortable
I'm not
enough?
saying 10 years to stop attacking us, all right? I'm saying at the rate that they're putting stuff out there with more colorblind casting with Hamilton, and for the people who really got a problem to die, so our kids can be like, I don't see what the big deal is. Ariel is awesome. Um, you know, but to expect people that have been entrenched in that thinking for a lifetime to just automatically figure out they're not in power and accept it without hostility, that's crazy talk. That is
They're
crazy talk.
already hostile and they've always been hostile.
You're
So
right.
why even like it's almost like
Again,
it's like, hey, be nice so this guy doesn't hit you. But he hits me every day. Oh well, just
no, no, no.
maybe
I'm not
maybe it won't
saying
hit
be
you as
nice so
bad.
this guy don't hit you. I'm saying this is as much as he tolerates before he grabs his friends with guns.
Okay,
So
all
what
right,
we
got
got
it.
to do is slow him down a little bit, get him used to it. You know, um, yeah, seriously, like, I would say take him to a cookout, not your cookout, but somebody else's cookout. A cookout you don't care about not going back to, or
Oh,
show them the video of cookout. So they'd be like, what? Why are they like this? Why? I'm like, okay, now do that kind of thing. Because they got to be eased into it, or they gonna pull some jazz. But I'm saying 10 years at this rate because it took the entirety of the 90s for openly homosexual characters to be accepted in media. Okay, all of the 90s. And in the early 90s, you had, well, no, I just have strange feelings. And then
I have
by
strange feelings.
2001, you got the gay best friend on almost every freaking talk show or every sitcom. So it took about 10 years for it to get there. Because
But
first you
now
got to
now
get
you
used to
have the
seeing those dark
situation
faces.
where now
Yeah.
you have the situation where if there's two gay people, they immediately are gonna like have sex with each other. Like
Well, in all
and I
fairness,
I
when
didn't
there's
even
two,
pick that up. I didn't even pick that up until a gay person pointed it out to me.
yeah.
They were like, it doesn't happen like that. And I like look it because it happened they called it out on CW and then they called it out on something on HBO. And it's like
Mhm,
two gay people that do not know never knew each other,
mhm.
met each other that day, and all of a sudden like sleeping together. They were like,
Real talk.
they're like,
We see the same thing when there's two black characters who are relationship compatible, because interracial dating is never really shown, but simultaneously I'm not as mad about that because it's been dripping on a lot of things. And let's face it, whenever there's two pretty white people on a TV show, if it's a man and a woman, they gonna be getting down by the third season. I mean, that's just the way
yeah.
it goes.
But
um
in a lot of those cases, when it comes to two of the same sex, it'd be like that day. And I would at first when they started calling out different like scenes and shows they have, I was like, oh snap. I
mhm.
I wondered about that, but I mean they were like, it's not like that.
Yeah, no.
It's not
I
that.
mean,
Like our
yeah.
dating isn't that fast. It's
Yeah,
like,
right?
oh, you're hot, so am I. Let's roll.
Yeah, no. If only dating anybody was that easy. But but no, so the real talk is like the pop culture is the pop culture kind of leads the way for the rest of culture. That's what normalizes stuff. But the normalizations that we're talking about, people have been actively fighting against. for 400 years in this country alone. All right. So we can't win that fight in a day. Can't win that fight in a year. We get victories.
I'm not expecting a day, but I mean, 10 years, a decade, it's for me, it's long. Especially when I start looking at like how long it's been, how long we've been fighting.
Well, yeah, I get that. And then I look back at how long it's been. You know, I look at Hollywood Shuffle, you know, think all the way back to Hollywood Shuffle, released 1985. Back then, the only work for us was Gangsta #4, Pimp #3, and First Guy Dead in the horror movies. Look at us now. And that's been in our lifetime. You know,
look at me now.
Yeah, exactly.
Look.
You know, we went from the token character on the sitcom to a token network for the worst of our stuff to what hey, if y'all like BET, you do you. Now we got Woman King, Black Panther, Power, Issa Rae, even oh god, this is going even Tyler Perry. You know, and you know, I mean, we went from the only Black director out there being Spike Lee. That's it. Spike Lee, nobody else, to John Singleton, to Steve McQueen, to Jordan Peele. So it's coming. You know, I've watched the changes. We come a long way from the kiss between Shatner and Uhura back in '63.
Yes.
You know,
but then you get a teaser and someone's drawing a watermelon with a girl, you know, perched.
That ain't never gonna change.
Teeth. It's like, then you know,
yeah.
And then you have people saying like, hey, I got AI, I can change the whole movie. It's just like, yeah. So it's like,
again,
the more it's like, yeah,
it only
like
seems bigger
like,
because
something's changed, and then it's like,
no. It only seems bigger because people are using their inside voices outside and everybody's got the internet, you know, but what really talks are them numbers. All right. I have a friend that I argue with about Captain Marvel all the time. And they're coming up with excuses like, oh, well, the company's just buying out seats to pumping out the numbers. Yeah. Disney is buying up theaters. And I'm like, not as much as I see these little girls cosplay.
That could, I mean,
well, here's the thing.
To their credit, that could be true. It's been known. I mean, well, actually, shoot, Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift, French Montana, they all been caught buying views on their music. And it was nothing for record companies back in the day to buy their own albums. So
it still does.
That could be.
I mean, true. It is true in the sense of everybody does it. All right.
Yeah, that's
I can tell you 100%
everybody's paying for it. T-Pain said it himself. Everyone, anyone who you think is big, when you dig behind them, there's corporate money behind them in some way, shape, or form. It's not
the Beatles did it,
like,
bro.
They weren't just like working hard and they had the moxie. Like,
nah,
everybody's paying.
That's the myth.
So that could be cool. But my argument with Captain Marvel is, I know you don't like her, but you're technically not supposed to. She essentially started Civil War II. She's always like this. She's always like this. Now, is she generally good? Yes, but she's always like, you know,
she's a very gray character.
She's good, but she's always holding the clipboard. That's the issue. It's not a good, like Captain America was like, guys, look, we got to pull together and whatever. She's like literally like, we're supposed to have 20 such and such. Oh man, we got 19, we couldn't get the other one. And since there isn't 20, she's like knocking stuff off the table. She's just she's always like that. And she kind of has the power to back it up to a certain degree outside of,
and you know what?
Outside of a few forces. You know what I'm saying? So she's kind of,
and the thing is that was, well, see, that's always been my point though. It's, these are characters and this is stuff that's out there. What this quiet or this small but very loud minority does is they yell and scream because it's not specifically meant for them. When it's somebody else's turn, they feel like they're being forgotten about, those spoiled little monkeys. And when I'm at that, I'm like, look, this is just the thing it's going to be. But we're getting more prominent voices. We're working our way up. The fact that in this character, we got a black dwarf, we got a black elf. In the new Lord of the Rings, or in the new,
and they actually have lines.
Not just lines,
They
they
actually have
survive
lines.
things. They survive things, and they do more than sacrifice themselves so the main character can live. They are main characters.
Yeah.
So the come up is coming. It's hard to not get blinded by all the seeming pushback, but weigh the numbers. And I can promise you, not every parishioner. Now, how can I put this? We both black. We both grew up in the culture. How many times have we been forced to see something we ain't never had interest in because it was black owned or black produced, and we got to support our people? Okay, that's just the way the game is played, But again, the numbers still don't lie. All right, Black Panther didn't make $1.4 billion out of obligation, so somebody's out there. And that's where I sit. And the numbers don't lie. We're starring in more stuff. We're getting higher budgets for more stuff. We're having more of our people in the director's chair, in the producer's chairs. Like it's coming up. It's really coming up. Not as fast as we'd like, but as far as how long we gotta wait, look around and see how far we've come instead of just focusing on how far we got to go.
I'm not against you, but I think a lot of the times when someone like me says, "Hey man, look, we still dealing with this and we ain't got this," with people will jump up and be like, "Well, look how far we've come." I'm like, "Yeah, but it still ain't right. It still ain't
no.
fixed.
No.
Justice.
It ain't right. It ain't right. It ain't fair. We ain't got justice, and we gotta keep moving.
I guess that's. I sometimes I feel like the how far we've come argument is to kind of like either silence or like stifle like someone who like, hey, no, let's go to Star Trek. Let's go. Like we have the ability. Let's go there. Let's get there. So it's like, oh well, we came a long way, and it's just like.
No. I'm not saying we came a long way, so let's lay down. I'm saying, I'm saying it's that middle ground, because some of us get caught up in acting the way that we've been treated, which is pushing the goalpost back with every accomplishment, instead of going, that whole, we want it now. I want to see it in my lifetime. I want to be on that level that I see other people do. I want it now. I want retroactive reparations. I want all this other stuff. And I'm like, that would be nice. That would very much be nice. Nice. And I'm not saying look at how far we've come, but I am saying look at what we're traveling through, and let's set our sights on something that won't make us give up because it's so far away, and we gonna get tired. We gonna get even more. I'm saying let's get to the next milestone. Let's have a sandwich. Let's appreciate the scenery.
Let's have a sandwich.
And let's get through the next tank of gas. It's like driving cross country. It's like driving cross country. We're so busy on hurrying up and trying to get there that we gonna be too old and too broken to enjoy it when we get there. And ain't that what we're trying to avoid?
Hopefully. I went to ask you a question about the Seeing Stone. It's supposed to be 7.
The Palantir.
Right? The Palantir.
Huh?
All right.
Yeah.
So there's 7 of them, right?
Yeah.
Are we ever going to see the other ones, or is that just the only one? That's it.
No. You've already seen 2.
Really? That's not the. Oh, so it's not. That's not the same one that Saruman had.
That one might be the same that Saruman had, or it might be the one that that Aragorn looked into a Gondor, the one that drove Boromir's father insane. Because in the big trilogy, we know 3. Now we know number 1 is in Valinor, and that thing is like 6 feet across. That ain't going nowhere. Okay, that ain't going nowhere. It's in Valinor, and they're like, yeah, no, we got all that. But yeah, Numenor, like most of the big places had one, except for Rivendell and see, this is brain fog because I get up too early on Sundays. Lothlorien had the seeing bowl. You know, she had the Metro PCS flip phone. See, she didn't have the Palantir.
She had that C-Mobile.
Which was good enough because she didn't want to take no phone calls anyway. So probably because of her experience with that particular Palantir in Numenor. So that's the big thing. And that was the thing that really sold me on this episode, outside of, or sold me on the Numenorian plot and stuff, was Halbrand and the White Tree. The White Tree, I was like, okay, good.
I'll make another statement to all of y'all out there that want to do a baby christening. All right. Don't be walking too far with my baby. Okay? Don't look. All right. 3 to 5 feet. You don't need to be going no further. I mean, she took that girl baby like 50 yards away. I was like, excuse me, can I have my baby back?
She
just walked around, baby. Oh.
So I do like how they're setting up King Pharazôn. That's pretty cool. I like his setup because I know what happens.
See, I don't know any of this, but I do.
I know you were feeling like, he's campaigning pretty hard, and I don't exactly trust that dude.
He's a little, because if we didn't get the line from his son where he's like, everybody owes him a favor, that part I'm like, what they owe you a favor for? Now, if you're just the people's champ, that's one thing. But when you say everybody owes you a favor, so I'm pretty sure the second she leaves, he's salivating for that chair. I'm sure. That's why he's walking around giving everybody like the hand hug. You know how you regularly shake somebody's hand, but when he give him the the two-handed shake, I
don't know, man.
He's trying to get favor. Whenever somebody hits you with the hand hug, they doing too much.
You're teaching me a great deal, my friend. But yeah, and I like the real leadership move where she was like, look, there's a prophecy. Look, this Palantir, and everything falls to crap when you get here. So I'm gonna have to tell you no. I'm gonna have to tell you no when you gotta go. And it was, she's on the boat, like they put her in the Uber left, the Uber turned the corner, and then the White Tree was like, that was a bad move. And it was like, oh snap. Yo, turn around. Like, we changing some stuff up here. I really like how they're showing Elendil and Isildur when they're young. That's very cool. Because there's not a whole.
Isn't Isildur the king that cuts off the guy's off Sauron's finger?
Yeah.
If that's the case, isn't this way too early for that to happen?
The Numenorians live a long time, bro.
Oh,
remember?
Well, they said they were men, so I'm like, yo, they don't be living that long.
Bro, in the Two Towers, the second movie, Aragorn was 87. Yeah.
Then Frodo was 50. Spry at 87.
And he had real diluted Numenorian blood. They've been crossbreeding.
Okay, so that also answers a question that I had because I was like, okay, in Hobbit, they tell Legolas to go find Strider. And then we find out Strider is Aragorn.
Yes.
But then they say that this was 60 years ahead.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hold up. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, this dude, like, I don't know, 30? Like,
yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean go find? I'm like, so okay, because I thought I was like, I don't know about y'all, but I don't know if you know how men's lives work. See, y'all messing. Yeah, that's not a man's life. He's either not born or y'all are lying to me in this next trilogy.
No, in the next trilogy, it was in the extending cut when they were on their way to Helm's Deep, and my girl Eowyn, you know, the one who could fight but can't cook, was like, I made you stew. And he was like, oh, yeah, good. You know, because he couldn't say, oh, hell no, you take your bland potato salad somewhere else. And she was like, yeah, my uncle says you fought with his grandfather. Oh, yeah, he's got a good memory because he was just a kid back then. Well, that must mean you're like 60. Surely not 70. Not 80, 87. Oh my God, you're one of the Dunedain, one of the long, you know, because during the War of Wrath, when the humans and the elves fought together to defeat Morgoths, the Valar demigods gifted them with Numenor and long life.
Okay.
So they can live like 1,000 years. Okay. Yeah, so Elendil is the king that was killed, and then Isildur picked up his hand, and there was a little Easter egg there, a little bit of an Easter egg there. And Numenor's first king was Elrond's twin brother, Elrod. But there was a little bit of Easter egg there because they had NERDSoul in there. They had the sword that Sauron stepped on and broke in the beginning of the first movie. And it was just kind of kicking it on the shelf when Galadriel, last week's episode, when Galadriel was like, oh yeah, look at all this stuff, and oh look, these artifacts and all that stuff, and it looked past the sword. I'm like, I know that hilt. Hey, NERDSoul, what's going on, bro?
I do want to talk about Isildur. I guess last thing, wrap up. Isildur, normally I'd like to feel for his character. But what he did in getting his friend, and of course, he's in the mind, you know what, they'll just kick me out, everything will be good. I don't want to be in it no way. But he got his friends kicked out, and his friend has a point. He's like, you were just put there. You never wanted this. And it didn't work out like it worked out for Uhura in Star Trek, where it's like, yo, I don't even really want this. I'm just super dope. And I mean, I just happen to be here. Like, it's like, he's like, you never even wanted this. Your dad is the man, so you got put onto this. I've been wanting to be on the seas ever since I was like, I don't know, 7, 8, something like that.
Ever since I first saw the seas, I've been like, I want to be out there. So, you messed up my life's dream because you having a freaking quarter life crisis. What's up with that?
And some might say, oh, he went too far with the mom statement, but then someone could come back and say, this man's whole life's dream was ruined, and now the mom statement is fair game. And I hate to say it, especially if, okay, you're busting your butt all the time. And Isildur, he cool, but let's keep it real. We all know Isildur is here because his dad's the man. He don't even want to be here. He always talk about how he don't want to be here. And we want to be here so much that listening to him is
it makes our day harder.
It's freaking infuriating.
Yes.
Because imagine someone's like, oh man, I want this so bad. I mean, I got put here and I don't even want it. I don't even care about this. I hate this thing. And it's just like,
and it's like, then why are you here?
You know, so in the end, when they're like, hey, we're going to take some armies, we're going to go to the sea, we're going to help our brethren in the Southlands, it was nice to be like, see him say, "I'll go too," and then of course it was a slow clap moment. It's like, "I'll go,
if you
I'll
notice,
go, I'll
if you
go," and
notice,
everybody's
it
like,
was the dude that,
"Yeah."
if you notice, it was the dude that punched him. That's like, you messed up my whole life. That was the first one to volunteer.
Yeah, because he was
And
like,
it was
you know
like,
what? They need us.
I got nothing else going. Let's do it.
Also, this is my way to get back in because they need people right now. This is like, normally they would need, but it seemed like we might be going to war, so they're going to need some people. So cool. I can, they're going to accept me because they ain't got nobody else.
Yeah. And my hat's off to Isildur on that one because he saw his boys going and he's like, this is the least I can do. I'm going. I messed up everything anyway. I may as well get out of here. And that is, again, it is very much set up because, they're going to the west. They're going to fight the war. Then they're going to start the kingdom of Arnor and Gondor. And Elendil is going to be king. And then comes the intro to the first movie back from 2003. So that's just that's how it's going to go.
Then comes the intro to the movie.
So yeah, and this is the kind of prequel that I like. This is the look at what led to this without so many member berries.
Yeah, because I'm not seeing, and I haven't gotten through Two Towers and I think Return of the King yet. But I'm not seeing a whole bunch of like member berries and stuff like that. So
they have the right kind of member berries. Like I said, they leave the member berries as Easter eggs and not, hey guys, look, it's Legolas running up rocks. Remember when he surfed down those stairs?
Yo,
and it's
homie ran up rocks as if gravity was his bee. All right.
Yeah.
He was like, gravity, huh.
Hey, gravity? Yeah, you call me daddy, right? Yes, daddy. All right, I'm running up those rocks. And especially
even
since
though
he in the book
is getting close, because homie caught an arrow mid-flight. I was like, hold up, what?
Honestly, that's just,
I was like, you know what? I guess elves just like, you just gotta let
that's a 5th level monk skill in D&D, bro. I mean, that's I've been playing with that trope for decades. And he straight up pulled a Bruce Leroy, grabbing the right arrow and then shooting it back at him. And we call that a, hey, you dropped this play,
Yes.
But and I was like, all right, this is cool. This is very cool. Before we get out of here, can we talk about Ador?
Adar. Yeah.
Yeah. Adar sitting up like, oh no, I ain't gonna kill you. I need you to deliver a message. You got that for me? All right, yeah, go deliver a message. And you've been lied to your whole life. I'm like, there's the propaganda. All right. You too strong to kill. I want you on my side, but if you won't come to my side, I'll kill you. But I'm just planting seeds. Just plant seeds, just gonna plant some seeds.
Oh boy. I did think I remember it because he said, why do you call them father? Or why do they call you father? And I was just like, okay, because he was like, then he made the statement about not being a god yet. And I remember you saying like the orcs used to be elves or something like that. So, so I'm guessing we're gonna learn something in that vein about that. So,
I gotta say, so I guess to wrap up, like you're about to ask me to do, this is the best episode yet. This is, I found myself compelled, entertained, and like I said, I even got a couple of emotional moments where I was like, my son. By the way, I think I'm gonna build that chair. And have that chair in my backyard. Just once I get the shade structure up and all that jazz, I'll be like, yes. I
gotta go out there and think.
Yeah, but yeah, so honestly, this was the best episode yet. I'm a little upset that it took 3 episodes to set it up, but I understand because now we hit that we're starting to hit that stride, because the conversation about like, you can't go into somebody's kingdom, talk crap, and then demand all their stuff and expect them to like you. You might want to try some of this diplomacy stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what makes you know everything? You're in jail. Because I don't care. And stop asking me to leave. I like it here. Jail here is better than where I came from. Stop asking me to go back to where I came from. That's like asking a homie from Watts to like leave prison in Denmark, So
he's like, I'm good.
Yeah, no. Pipes busted back home, and here they do my laundry. So I'm kind of good with that, So yeah. So honestly, I think this is the best written, best shot, and best performed episode so far. If they can keep on, like, if this is the plateau, I'm good. And if it stays like this for the rest of the season, I'm down. I'm really down. And if you want to know more about that, then come on and see me at my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/BID_P. I've been on hiatus for a couple of weeks. But I should be coming back soon. Again, I've been fixing equipment and reorganizing schedules and all that stuff. So a lot of paperwork.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool. This is something that I'm wondering how many episodes they have, because this definitely seemed like a mid-season kind of like Kleph or whatever that we're going on. I'm digging it. I'm ready for more. It definitely had that feel like, okay, we gotta get started up. This is something brand new. We gotta get started up. We gotta set all the pieces. But now it seems like the pieces are starting to cement a little bit, and we're starting to get into actually doing the thing or the things. So I'm happy about that. I'm ready to roll. See what else we got. See where we're gonna go. Next up, I will be hosting a panel for Freestyle Comics on Freestyle Comics Con FSK Day in about an hour. Cosplay today. You guys should come and check it out because it's gonna be dope. It's on Freestyle Comics channel. You know what? Matter of fact, normally I don't do this. Normally I don't do this. I'm like, you know what? I can't give y'all the keys to the game, but I'm going to give you a few keys to the game today. You know what I'm saying? Just a few keys, just a few keys. I'm going to throw you the link right now. They'll be live all day, but the convention is super dope. We're having a lot of fun. I did a panel this morning. Check it out. It's Freestyle Con. They do like Hot Shot. They have my favorite female superhero in Vigilance. And yeah, there's cool stuff for the kids, dope panels for the adults, and a whole bunch of fun stuff to check out and buy. So with that said, of course, NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that jazz. Podcasts, tweets, we got it all. We got gaming, come on now. We're doing our thing. This week, we will be talking about Andor in some way, shape, or form. I really hope it's good because we are getting into the prequel of a prequel space. So you guys know how I feel about that, but hey, it's what we're doing. So with that said, say peace out, y'all.
Peace out, y'all.
So we'll talk to y'all later.
Talk to y'all later.
So y'all be real.
Y'all be real.
All right, you ready to send them out? No, I gotta give them a little space.
No.
All right, now let's do it. Let's go. We out.
You got to know that if you keep dwelling in the past, you will remain in the past. Can I get a fucking yeah?
Good day, gentlemen. This is a pre-recorded briefing made prior to your departure, in which for security reasons of the highest importance has been known on board during the mission. Now that you are in Jupiter's space, and the entire crew is revived, it can be told you. 18 months ago, the first evidence of intelligent life off the Earth was discovered. It was buried 40 feet below the lunar surface, near the crater Patron. Except for a single, very powerful radio emission aimed at Jupiter, the 4-million-year-old black monolith has remained completely inert. Its origin and purpose still a total mystery.
No question about it. You're the spirit animal? You're a fucking person, not a fucking animal.
man, yes, sir, they killed the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dollars rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding cause we all came from hunger pains.
You got to know that if you keep dwelling in the past, you will remain in the past. Can I get a fucking yeah?
Good day, gentlemen. This is a pre-recorded briefing made prior to your departure, in which, for security reasons of the highest importance, has been known on board during the mission. Now that you are in Jupiter's space, and the entire crew is revived, it can be told you. 18 months ago, the first evidence of intelligent life off the Earth was discovered. It was buried 40 feet below the lunar surface, near the crater Patron. Except for a single, very powerful radio emission aimed at Jupiter, The 4-million-year-old black monolith has remained completely inert. Its origin and purpose still a total mystery.
You're listening to my daddy, All Gorilla